symmetry parameter and just kind of move in the clockwise direction. And over at our oscilloscope, you can see it's not very visually interesting. I'm going to try it in the other direction, maybe, counterclockwise. I'm going to keep it right about there. Right there, we're at about 9 o'clock on the symmetry. I'm going to adjust folding level a little bit. Now I'm going to the multiples parameter. So we're getting quite a nice little wide variety out of a simple sine wave. Okay, let's move right along over to the harmonic setting right here. And we're at about the 9 o'clock position, but I'm going to bring it up. Remember, this is the one that actually sharpens our waveform slopes. I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. And you can see right there at our oscilloscope, it's pretty hard to see, but it looks fairly pulse-like. Try adjusting the symmetry a little. And now I'm going back to folding level a little bit. Going in the other direction with our multiples. Okay, so I'm going to stop about there. I'm going to make some adjustments to folding level. There we're kind of back to me it sounds like a triangle, but it actually looks a little bit like a pulse. You go in the other direction. Start about right there. Just multiples again. Okay, let's go back to symmetry and adjust that a little. And you can see our shape over at the oscilloscope is kind of very strange, kind of little notch in the middle right there. Very similar to what we saw with the triangle wave when we did some of that processing in the last video. Okay, let's go back to harmonics and adjust that a little. I'm going to put it about there. I'm going to go back to my symmetry. That right there is about my favorite range, I think. And of course, everyone that uses this may find their own range that they sort of prefer, but I'm kind of really a big fan of these sounds right here in the middle. Almost like going through a high-pass filter or something like that, at least sonically anyway. Very small amounts of low frequencies there. So I'm going to keep it right about there and then switch the octave. Go down one more octave. Let's take a look at our shape at the oscilloscope right there. Let's do a few more adjustments, just a little bit more. About there. Let's change folding level a little. And then we kind of lost it, so let's go. Bring my octave back up. So a wealth of different waveforms to be found here in our A137. So, let's go ahead and wrap up this segment. Now, in case you're wondering, there was no real rhyme or reason for what I was doing here as far as, the system I was kind of attacking these dials in. I was just kind of going in and finding different timbres that I like, and sometimes, experimenting is going to actually help you produce some very interesting results. You may have your own approach to it, which I do invite you to sort of share. Once you see this, if you have something to contribute, please do. I've enjoyed this module very much since I got it, and done some fair amount of processing with it. Gotten different things, depending on what I'm putting in there, but overall, I do like the module. At any rate, this is going to conclude the next segment, which we're doing the sine wave processing with the A137. In the last one, I thought we would do a little bit of modulation, since you could kind of hear, as I was kind of manually panning through some of these settings, that there were some very interesting things that kind of happened as you moved from one direction to the other. So we might get an LFO kind of involved, maybe an envelope as a modulation source, and then just do a little bit of CV processing and hear how that goes. So hopefully you found this useful, and I do invite you to watch the next video. So again, thank you for watching, and keep on patching out there.